Okay, I was just kicked off my own live. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna try this again, y'all. Come on in, come on in. Okay, I was kicked off. We're gonna try this again. Mr. Barnes.
No,
How
that's a
are
great
you
start.
doing, Mr. Barnes?
That's a great start. You jumped on live. That's funny.
Gotta keep you on your toes. Gotta keep you on your toes.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, as we get started, before we get going here, I want you all to drop it in the chat where you're from. And for those who don't know me, my name is Cierra Thurman. I'm your favorite real estate agent here to help you build a legacy that moves you. I am an Illinois broker here in the Chicagoland area. I'm also a real estate investor and a project manager. And Mr. Barnes is our special guest. So
Hey,
Dwight, you want to introduce yourself to the
you wear,
people?
you wear a lot of hats. But I should have known. I should have got dolled up. You all dolled up and
Oh,
everything.
you ain't got to
Here,
do
natural.
that. You ain't got to do all of
Come on
that
now.
now.
Well, yeah, I'm also a real estate agent here in the Central Mississippi location, and also I'm a real estate investor as well. Working with you on my first fix and flip out in Chicago, and also doing my very first IG live with you as well. So
Yes.
hopefully I get my first $1 million check.
I know that's
Come
right.
on now.
Come on now. Let's
Oh,
speak that thing into existence.
let's get it.
So you say you're from Mississippi, right, Dwight?
That's right.
What you like about Mississippi? How you end up in Mississippi?
That's where I was born and raised.
Born and raised?
Yeah, and
Have
that's
you all ever thought about moving?
yeah. I've been thinking about my wife and I. We've been talking about getting a second home somewhere. Not actually moving from the state because, like I
Mhm.
said, my bread and butter is here. I have
Absolutely.
a successful real estate business here as an agent, and we've been looking at different locations to get a second home in a different state. So
Okay.
no,
So clearly you have experience in real estate. You're also a real estate agent. So how
that's
did you get into the investing side? There's a lot of agents who don't even own property themselves. So for you,
you went on mute. All right, we
okay,
back.
I keep getting interruptions. I put it on do not disturb, but people still getting through.
Big money, big time. You
Okay.
see, yeah. So, I heard the first part. I got into real estate uh, by introduction of it from a family friend,
Okay.
um, and I was coming from school, from college, and I was working a sales job, and he started talking about it's like, hey man, I think you'd be great in real estate, and that was one of the things I wrote down in my journal because I believe in goals. So I wrote it down in my
Mhm.
journal in high school about real estate, but I had no idea of what it, what real estate
What
was.
would lead to? Hmm.
Right, right. I didn't even know what real estate was, but I heard it and I thought it was something fancy, so I wrote it down in my journal. Forgot about it. He came, he said, "Hey, I think you'll be a great agent." Everything
Hmm.
I was like, "Oh, it all comes full circle," and so here we are.
So we got the agent piece, right? But how did you get into the investor side of things? Because again, it's a lot of agents who help others get to the closing table, but they're never at the closing table themselves.
Right, right. So I've been satisfying my clients for 5 years, and I've helped hundreds of clients with their real estate needs, and so throughout my journey, I've helped several investors. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've helped investors so I'm a student of the game. With anything that I'm intentionally want to learn about, I'm a student of it. So I may sit back, watch some things, see how they work it out. And so I had a client, I really didn't like how he did his projects. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he was more on, it's about the main things and not the cosmetics. And for me, I'm like, hey, it's the cosmetics things that get the people in the door.
Absolutely.
And so he was cutting corners on a lot of things that you can actually see. So
Mm-hmm.
from there, I was like, okay, if you get 30 showings in 2 weeks and nobody writes the offer,
That's a problem.
everybody says the same thing, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
And then I came across another client. He used to be a for sale by owner. And
Okay.
so I remember calling him. He was like, yeah, I'm not going, I know, I'm going to sell it by myself, right? And, I don't believe in the hard feelings on things. So, I was like, well, I called him back because I was determined. You can't stir a determined soul away. So I was determined. He said, I was going to list my property. He was going to list the property with me. Okay.
Okay.
Before I could list the property, he sold it to someone.
Mm.
I could have been like, oh man, he gave me this word, and been all type of ways. But a few weeks later, he called me back and said, hey man, that deal fell through. I want you to list the property. 5 years later, I'm still listing his properties, and I learned something from him about integrity and, character. So he may go over and beyond some of the things that someone else may not do.
Gotcha.
But his properties will sell like right away. Problem.
Quick.
He was the first investor or the first person that put a 6-figure check in my hand and told me to